Hey everybody, back with another comic review. Today we will be looking at one of my favorites besides Deadpool. That is the Epic Collection, Moon Knight, Ragugu. Bad Moon Rising, Shadow of the Moon. So these are old school, definitely has the old school 70s kind of art style. I couldn't find anything in Moon Knight that's hardcover or any sort of omnibuses like that. Maybe eventually they'll make one. But I don't think he's terribly popular. And there's some newer comics of Moon Knight, which I'll show at some point, which are really good. The stories are like very impressively written. Some of the best stuff I've seen from Marvel. So anyway, I kind of picked these up just to kind of check out the beginnings of Moon Knight. And, you know, a lot of them are one-offs or just kind of when he was featured, but not really accepted as a full-fledged character. So the timeline is really hard to follow. Some of the stories you'll get lost in, and not as in like it's so good you get lost, but you have no idea what's happening, so you just get lost. And then it seems like some of the stories will just flip into the future really far, and it doesn't really make any sense. And sometimes they go back and sometimes they go back into his past, and different things happen and different issues, and it's just gets confusing. But the character of Moon Knight and his many personalities and how they contrast and how they take an effect on him mentally and is really interesting to see. It's maybe some of these could be a little bit better thought out, but still good. You know, I was happy to read these. You know, for the time, I'm sure they were really good. Just, you know, it's been a long time, so it's hard to hold up. But, you know, not bad. Good to read on a day if you got nothing to do. Just chilling. But both of these, you know, it's basically the collection of all the old Moon Knights. But it's good to know his backstory. I'm sure he'll pick up steam as a character. At least I hope he will. He's really interesting, really cool. The new comics surrounding him are really good. But yeah, I'll show some more Moon Knight stuff at some point. I just wanted to show the very beginnings of him first, I suppose. And, you know, these Epic collections are pretty cool. They have them on all sorts of different characters. They're usually really cheap for what they are. You know, they're just soft cover, so but you know, pretty thick. It definitely takes a while. The older comics too, there's definitely seems to be, not always, but a lot more writing, a lot more to read, a lot more kind of atmosphere made with the writing, so it's pretty good. You know, unless you're like me and you really wanted to know about the origins of Moon Knight, wouldn't really necessarily recommend these. It's just a lot of them are that old, like, I don't even know what to call it, but I don't want to say bad because it just was a different time, different style, but the stories just don't really grab you. You know, obviously I'm older now too, so they're okay. I'll give them, you know, 75%. Yeah, so that's that, you know. Like I said, I was happy to get them. I'm glad I read them. Can't necessarily recommend them to everybody. Really only if you want to know about Moon Knight. All right, well, have a good one.